Hello and welcome everyone. In this screencast, we are going to see the new Import CSV Data feature added in App Genie 5.90. Importing CSV data has been possible since very long ago in App Genie. The change in this release is that it's now available to all users, not just to the admin user. And beside this, we have made a tremendous amount of improvement in this release. So I've prepared a demo of the Northwind application, and this one has no records for orders, but has records for all other tables. Customers, employees, suppliers, etc. all have data, but the orders table has no data. So we are going to import a CSV file of orders data into that table and see how things go. I'm not going to import it as admin, I'm going to import it as another user. But before I'm able to import data as a non-admin user, I have to enable this feature for non-admin users first. I can do this from the admin area. I can go to groups and I'll select the salespeople group. And I have to check this option, allow importing CSV files. Otherwise, if I don't check this option, that group will not be able to import CSV data into the database. So I have to check it. And before saving changes, let's have a look on the permissions of this group. Sales group can insert data into customers, but not to employees. And it can insert data to orders and ordered items, but not to other tables. So this group can insert data only to 3 tables: customers, orders, and order items, but not to other tables. I'll save the changes I made, which are allowing importing CSV files. And then I'll sign out and sign in as a user of the salespeople group. Sign in. When I'm signed in as John Doe, who is a member of the salespeople group, I can see the Import CSV Data button. If I didn't enable this feature for this group, this button will not be visible to that user. The next step is to import data into the orders table. I'll click the button Import CSV Data. It's accessible from any page, not just the home page. And here we have a page where we can upload our CSV file. So I'll click on Browse, and then I select the orders CSV file, and then uploading should start automatically in a few seconds, but I can just start uploading right now if I want to skip the wait. Now the reason for this wait is in case I chose the wrong file, I can just cancel and choose another file. Before importing, we are seeing a preview of the CSV data before inserting it into the orders table. The orders table has automatically been detected, and this is because the CSV file, if we have a look in Excel, the CSV file does include the field names in the top row. And this is how App Genie was able to detect that the best match for this CSV file is the orders table. If I don't like that automatic detection, I can just open that menu, and here I can see all other tables I have insert access to. So let's say that this is a CSV file that should belong to the customers table. So I can select the customers table, and then I can start manually matching each column to the corresponding field name in customers. Now, if I don't like this selection, I can just revert back to the automatically detected table, which is orders. Here I can also change some options of the CSV file. For example, I can change the field separator from comma to tab. In case this is a tab separated file, I can just type tab here, and I can see the change applied in the preview. Now this is a comma separated file actually, so tab doesn't work, as you can see, and I can just revert my selection to comma. Now if I'm happy with the preview I'm seeing right now, I can proceed to importing CSV data. So I click that button, and now I can either confirm or cancel. I confirm. And then the importing process starts. We can see here that we have 834 records in the CSV file, and we can see how many records are being added to the database. And we can see a detailed breakdown, how many records are added, how many records are updated. And we can see that the estimated time ahead is a few seconds right now. We're done, and we can now either import another CSV file or go to the orders table and preview our newly inserted records. So I'll do this. And here are our 834 records we've just imported from the CSV file. One intriguing behavior taking place right now is that the total field is being emptied. There was some values in here and they have changed it to empty cells. Why is this happening? This is because the total field is a calculated field, and it's being calculated by summing the order items for each order and displaying their total in here. However, the order items table is empty. So if we click on any order, we can see that there are no order items, no matches found. And this is because the order items table is still empty. What we need to do is import data into our order items table in order for the totals to get calculated correctly in the orders table. So this is what we are going to do right now. Import CSV data. And I'll select the order details CSV file. And I'll start uploading. And here is a preview of the data in the CSV file, and the order details table has automatically been detected correctly. And this is again because this CSV file contains the field names in the top row, and this is how AppGenie was able to match it to the order details table. The preview looks fine, so I can go ahead and start importing. And now we can see a progress of importing process. We can see that we have 2,180 records in this CSV file, and we have a breakdown of how many records are inserted and how many ones are updated. And we have an estimated time ahead of about a minute. One interesting feature that we've added in this release is the ability to pause and resume the importing job. So I can pause the job in here, and once it's paused, no other data are being imported right now. I can resume it at any time, of course. And one other interesting feature is the show hide import logs. If I click that button, I can see a detailed log of all the imported records. So I can see the position in the CSV file and the action, whether I'm inserting or updating, and the ID of the imported record, and whether ownership data for this record has been added or not. So this is quite handy for debugging in case anything goes wrong during importing. One other change in here is that now I have a permalink. What this permalink does is that if I copy this link, and then if the importing process goes wrong for any reason, I can just use this link to resume importing anytime later. So if I go to the address bar and paste that link, I can just resume from where I left. Alright, importing has finished now, and I can go to the order details table to see the newly imported records. Here they are. And if I go to the orders table, I can see that the total row should update correctly now. As you can see, the total column is updating correctly now. And this is how the import CSV feature is working in our new version of AppGenie. I hope you like the improvements made in this feature, and thank you for watching.